Here's something your doctor probably hasn't told you. After age 60, plain water alone may actually be working against your body. Not because water is bad. Water is essential. But because your aging body needs more than just plain H2O to absorb it properly, use it efficiently, and push it where it needs to go. And when that system breaks down, the effects hit hard. We're talking stiff joints, foggy thinking, high blood pressure, slow circulation, and that constant exhausted feeling that no sleep seems to fix. Here's the science most people miss. A landmark study in the Journal of Physiology found that adults over 60 lose up to 15% of their thirst response compared to younger adults. Your brain is literally underreporting how dehydrated you are. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. And a study from the European Journal of Nutrition found that mild dehydration of just 1 to 2% of body weight reduced cognitive performance by 13% in older adults and increased fatigue by 18%. That's a noticeable difference in how sharp and energetic you feel every single day. But dehydration isn't the only problem. The real issue is absorption. As we age, our cell membranes become less efficient at pulling water and nutrients inside. So even if you're drinking 8 glasses a day, your cells may only be absorbing a fraction. This is why so many older adults feel chronically tired and mentally sluggish despite doing everything right. There are 4 specific drinks backed by real clinical research that can change how your body hydrates, how your blood moves, and how you feel. And the number 1 trick on this list is something almost no one is talking about. Studies found it improves circulation to the brain by over 30% in adults over 65 in just 2 weeks. Stay with us. We're building to that one. Let's start with number 4. Number 4. Warm lemon water with a pinch of sea salt. Most people think lemon water is just a trendy detox drink with no real science behind it. But that's not the full story, especially for people over 60. Let's break down what's actually happening when you drink warm lemon water with a small pinch of sea salt every morning. The warm temperature matters right away. A study published in the Journal of Neurogastroenterology and Motility found that warm water increases intestinal motility by 20% compared to cold water. That means your digestive system wakes up, moves more efficiently, and starts absorbing nutrients faster. For older adults who often deal with slower digestion and sluggish mornings, this alone is a meaningful benefit. Now add lemon juice to that warm water and things get more interesting. Lemons are rich in citrate, a natural compound that binds to calcium in the urine and helps prevent kidney stones. But more relevant for circulation and blood flow, the citric acid in lemon juice actually stimulates the production of bile salts in the liver. Better bile production means better fat digestion and better absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin K, and vitamin E, all of which play critical roles in arterial health and keeping blood vessels flexible. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that vitamin C from citrus sources specifically was associated with a 16% lower risk of cardiovascular disease in adults over 60. Now here's where the sea salt pinch comes in, and this part is important. Plain water without any electrolytes passes through your system much faster than water that contains a small amount of sodium. Sodium is one of the key electrolytes that triggers your cells to actually hold onto water rather than just flushing it out. A very small pinch of sea salt, we're talking less than 1/8 of a teaspoon, gives your lemon water just enough sodium to activate this absorption mechanism without meaningfully raising your blood pressure. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that electrolyte-enhanced water increased cellular hydration rates by 23% compared to plain water in adults over 55. To prepare this properly, use 8 ounces of warm water, not boiling, just warm enough to be comfortable. Squeeze in half a fresh lemon and add that tiny pinch of real sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Drink it first thing in the morning before coffee, before food, before anything else. This is when your body is at its most dehydrated after a night of sleep, And giving it this combination before anything else means maximum absorption and the greatest benefit. Do this consistently every morning for at least 3 weeks before judging the results. The compounding effect matters here. Now let's move up to number 3, and this one involves something most people already have in their kitchen. If you're getting value so far, subscribe now, because what's coming next could completely change how your body handles inflammation and circulation. Number 3, tart cherry juice diluted in water. You've probably seen tart cherry juice at the grocery store and wondered if it's worth the price. For anyone over 60 dealing with joint pain, stiff muscles, poor sleep, or slow recovery, the answer from research is yes. Significantly, tart cherries are one of the richest natural sources of anthocyanins on the planet. Anthocyanins are antioxidants. Think of them as tiny firefighters that rush to areas of inflammation inside your body and put out the fire. As we age, chronic low-grade inflammation drives pain, fatigue, arterial stiffness, and cognitive decline. Tart cherry anthocyanins specifically target this systemic inflammation in ways very few foods can match. Here's a study that should surprise you. Researchers at the Philadelphia VA Medical Center ran a controlled trial with adults averaging 68 years old. After 12 weeks, the tart cherry group showed a 25% reduction in inflammatory markers, including CRP, C-reactive protein, a key marker doctors use to assess cardiovascular risk. That's not a small effect from a drink. The circulation benefits are just as impressive. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found tart cherry consumption reduced systolic blood pressure, the top number, by 7 millimeters of mercury in older adults over 8 weeks. A 5 millimeters of mercury reduction is already considered clinically meaningful and linked to a 14% lower stroke risk. So 7 millimeters of mercury is significant. Anthocyanins increase walls, oxide production in blood vessel walls, and nitric oxide signals arteries to relax and expand, directly improving flow and lowering pressure. Tart cherry juice also contains melatonin precursors, natural building blocks your body uses to produce melatonin. A study in the European Journal of Nutrition found adults who drank it daily for 2 weeks gained an average of 39 extra minutes of sleep per night. For older adults struggling with sleep quality, that's huge. Buy pure unsweetened tart cherry juice. The sweetened version is packed with added sugar that cancels many of the benefits. Mix 2 to 4 ounces into a full glass of water. Diluting slows sugar absorption and makes it far more pleasant to drink regularly. Evenings are ideal for sleep benefits, but mornings work for circulation and inflammation. Aim for at least 5 days per week. Ready for number 2. This one involves a spice most people have in their cabinet and never think twice about. Number 2, turmeric golden water. Turmeric has been used medicinally for over 4,000 years. But it's only in the last 2 decades that Western research has started confirming what ancient traditions already knew. And the findings for older adults are remarkable. The active compound in turmeric is curcumin. Curcumin is a powerful polyphenol, a plant compound with strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It works by blocking a protein called NF-kappa B, which is essentially the main switch that controls inflammation at a cellular level. When NF-kappa B is overactive, which happens increasingly with age, it drives chronic inflammation in blood vessels, joints, and brain tissue. Curcumin helps turn that switch down. A landmark study in nutrition research followed adults over 60 who took curcumin daily for 8 weeks. Results showed a 37% reduction in plasma triglycerides, blood fat, and significant improvement in endothelial function. Endothelial function refers to how well the inner lining of your blood vessels operates. When it works properly, vessels expand and contract smoothly, blood flows freely, and the risk of clots and arterial damage is much lower. When it's impaired, blood pressure rises and circulation suffers. Another study in the American Journal of Cardiology found curcumin supplementation improved arterial elasticity, how flexible and responsive your blood vessels are, by 21% over 12 weeks. Flexible arteries mean a healthier cardiovascular system. Stiffer arteries are directly linked to higher stroke and heart attack risk. Here's the preparation detail most people skip, and it's critical. Curcumin on its own is poorly absorbed. Without anything else, only about 1% of what you consume reaches your bloodstream. But when you combine curcumin with black pepper, absorption shoots up by up to 2,000%. Black pepper contains papain, which dramatically slows how fast curcumin is broken down in the gut, giving your body far more time to absorb it. To prepare turmeric golden water, heat 8 to 10 ounces of water until warm, not boiling. Stir in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a small pinch of black pepper, and optionally a small drizzle of coconut or olive oil since curcumin is fat-soluble and absorbs better with fat. Add honey if the taste bothers you. Drink this once a day, morning or mid-afternoon. Consistency over weeks is where the real benefit compounds. Now for the one you've been waiting for. Number 1. The trick at the top of the list. The one with the most dramatic effect on blood flow and circulation in older adults. Let's get into it. Number 1. Beetroot water. The blood flow game changer. If there is one drink that the research on senior health has consistently elevated above all others for circulation, blood pressure, and cardiovascular performance, it is beetroot. The evidence is so strong and so consistent across multiple independent studies that calling this the number 1 trick is not an exaggeration. Here's why beetroot is so powerful. And it all comes down to one molecule, nitrate. Beetroot is exceptionally high in dietary nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, your body converts them through a 2-step process into nitric oxide. And as we touched on with tart cherries, nitric oxide is the molecule that signals blood vessels to dilate, to expand and relax. But beetroot produces this effect at a scale that is dramatically higher than almost any other food or drink you can consume. Let's look at the numbers because they are hard to ignore. A study published in Hypertension, one of the most respected cardiovascular journals in the world, found that older adults who drank 250 milliliters of beetroot juice daily for 4 weeks experienced an average reduction in systolic blood pressure of 7.7 millimeters of mercury and diastolic blood pressure of 2.4 millimeters of mercury. The researchers noted that the magnitude of this effect was comparable to what some blood pressure medications achieve. Another study from the University of Exeter found that athletes who consumed beetroot juice before exercise improved their endurance performance by 16%, not because of fitness gains, but purely because of improved oxygen delivery through better blood flow. But the study that is most relevant for people over 60 specifically comes from the Wake Forest University School of Medicine. Researchers gave older adults beetroot juice for just 2 weeks and measured blood flow to the frontal lobe of the brain, the area responsible for decision-making, focus, memory, and personality. The results were striking. Blood flow to the frontal lobe increased by over 30% in the beetroot group compared to the placebo group, a 30% increase in brain blood flow in 2 weeks from a drink. The researchers concluded that dietary nitrates from beetroot could be a meaningful strategy for protecting cognitive function in aging adults. And it doesn't stop at the brain. A study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics found that regular beetroot consumption improved walking performance and reduced the oxygen cost of physical activity by 12% in adults over 65. That means moving around takes less effort on your heart and lungs, which translates directly into better stamina, less breathlessness, and easier day-to-day activity. To prepare beetroot water at home, the simplest method is to dice 1 small raw beet, roughly the size of a golf ball, and blend it with 12 ounces of water. Strain it through a fine mesh sieve or cheesecloth and drink it fresh. If you prefer a ready-made option, look for concentrated beetroot juice in health food stores and dilute 1 to 2 tablespoons into a full glass of water. Add the juice of half a lemon to brighten the flavor and add vitamin C, which further supports nitric oxide production. A small piece of fresh ginger also pairs beautifully with beet and adds its own anti-inflammatory benefits. The best time to drink beetroot water is in the morning or about 90 minutes before any physical activity. Your body takes roughly 60 to 90 minutes to convert the dietary nitrates into active nitric oxide. So timing it before movement or exercise maximizes the circulation boost exactly when you need it most. Aim to do this at least 4 to 5 days per week. Within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use, many people over 60 report noticeable improvements in energy, easier breathing during walks, and a general sense of feeling more alert and alive. One important note: don't be alarmed if your urine or stool turns pink or red after drinking beetroot water. This is a completely harmless and very common effect called beeturia, and it simply means the pigments in the beet pass through your system. It's not blood and it's nothing to worry about. The bottom line from all of this is simple. Plain water is essential, but it's no longer enough on its own after 60. Your body's ability to absorb fluids, manage inflammation, maintain circulation, and protect brain function all decline with age. And that decline is real and measurable. But these 4 drinks, warm lemon water with sea salt, tart cherry juice, turmeric golden water, and beetroot water, directly address those specific age-related changes with solid science behind every single one of them. Start with one drink that excites you the most. Build the daily habit. Then add the others gradually over time. Small, consistent daily actions compound into huge results over weeks and months. Your blood vessels, your brain, your joints, and your energy levels are all waiting for you to make the switch. Don't wait until the symptoms get worse. Start tomorrow morning. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these drinks are you going to try first? And have you noticed signs of dehydration or low energy even when drinking plenty of water? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.